Real time. Happy Valentine's Day. Let me turn my monitor down real quick. I just realized my sound is not off on the monitor, and my son just woke up. So this is actually going to be a somewhat shortened weekly live stream for you today about being yourself in your sales process. And what I'm going to dive into today are these three areas where I find that often people are not themselves in their sales process, and it actually prohibits you from making the money and the sales that you want. And yes, it is early today when I'm going live. So I don't know who's going to be live with me here today. That is totally fine. I'm committed to coming to you regardless every week. And I'm hosting a private client intensive today, which kicks off shortly. So that's why I wanted to hop on, do this early, and share what I hope and intend will be some really transformational content for you. So if you are here live, pop me a comment. Let me know that you're here. You're a fellow early riser like me. And here is actually why I love this topic for today. So if you're watching this in real time, it's Valentine's Day. And this actually ties in a lot with self-love and how by leaning into being truer to yourself, which is being loving to yourself, you can achieve greater results in less time. And here is what I know is that when your sales process is in full alignment with the truth of who you are, and that includes how you're generating sales, that includes the type of clients that you're taking on, and that includes the amount of money that you're letting in to your life, then you will soar. And that was so much of the inspiration behind She Sells and this community and what we're creating here. And this new brand that we're creating this year too, which I'm so excited about, which isn't gender specific, is that my own experience, and then the experience I know of so many of you too, has been a feeling of I have to be someone other than who I am at my core to be successful. And I've got to show up in a way that is not in alignment with who I am. And while we can do that and we can present on the outside like we're okay, on the inside, you're not okay when that's going on. And I know that. And we end up using coping mechanisms to try to numb or not feel or to make up for that gap between who we feel like we have to be on the outside and who we really are on the inside. So there's these three areas that I want you to check in on in your sales process to see, are you being true to yourself? And I can virtually guarantee there is at least one where you're not. And I promise you, when you make the decision that you're going to be true to yourself in this area, your results are going to skyrocket. You're going to make more money. You're going to make more sales, and it's going to feel so much easier to you, which I don't know about you, but I'm all about more clients, more aligned clients, more sales, and more ease as well. So the first place to check in on, are you being true to yourself in your sales process, is the actual process of generating clients. Are you doing things that feel out of alignment? I remember I had this incredible entrepreneur, Lisa Woodruff, on my podcast, She Sells Radio, a while back. And she's built a 7-figure plus business, and she's done it all online. And she said one of the things that to her always just felt off to her was on webinars having like countdown timers where if you don't buy by this time, it's going to go away, because she was like, it's not really true. Like, my program is here regardless for people. But there were a lot of people in her industry who were doing it that way. And there's a lot of people in the online space who do it that way. And it's not making that right or wrong, but that never felt in alignment to her. So she made a strategic decision that she's just not going to do that because it didn't feel right, because it wasn't true for her. So she tells people on her webinars, like, there's not a deadline on this per se. You can enroll when it feels right. And on the front end, is that she talked about this too. She was like, do I maybe make slightly fewer sales on the front end because I don't have that sense of false urgency? Yeah, possibly, but she said on the back end and with her client longevity, they have incredible retention. They have incredible results for their clients, and they have incredible referrals because people appreciate that she's real. So this isn't about you should or should not have a countdown timer. This is about, I want you to lean into what feels true to you. And if you're working within an organization that has, here's the script that you follow, I'm all about having talking points. I'm all about a really powerful script, but the way I think about it, it's guardrails. It's guardrails. It's like you use it, and I would encourage you to also use your intuition and to lean into that. I had a text from a client last week that made me so happy because we've got this really great tool. It's actually a free resource, 5 sales scripts to increase your closing rate by 50% or more. You can grab it at elisearcher.com/scripts. And so I'm a believer in having scripts and having talking points. But one of the things I talk about in there is leaning into your intuition and also some of kind of like the lean back energy that creates a more powerful vibe for you in your sales calls. She said, I used that. And in 2 sales calls in one day, just by incorporating those little tweaks, I closed $31,000 worth of business. And it was that little thing because she was finally true to herself and she held her value in those conversations instead of having any sort of needy type of, and I'm not saying she had needy energy, but I'm saying one of the things that I know many times we bring in our sales process, especially if we're not being true to ourselves, is that kind of needy energy where it's like, we need the sale, and that'll kill the sale too. So be true to yourself and check in, and your body will tell you if there's any part of the process that feels out of alignment or isn't in alignment with the truth of who you are. Your body's going to constrict when it comes time to do it. It's going to go, oh, I don't like this. And so we want to look for what's the most aligned, authentic way I can show up in my process that uses strategies that work, but that feel true to who I am. Michelle, good morning. Oh, good morning from O'Hare Airport. Good morning. So good to see you here. Safe travels today. Okay. The second thing to look at outside of your process is your clients. The second place is your clients. And I want you to look at, are you taking on clients that you don't really love because you feel like you need to hit a sales goal? Be real. And I want you to let me know if you're here live. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done this. I have totally done this. When I was in scarcity mode, when I didn't understand how this stuff works, I was absolutely taking on clients that didn't respect me the way I really deserve to be respected, who didn't see my worth because I didn't see my worth. So our clients are always just a mirror. Everything is just a mirror. That's kind of the punchline of that statement. But are you taking on clients who don't see your worth, or who you really you wouldn't necessarily want to hang out with outside of work, but you're doing it because you feel like you need the money? Stop it. Stop it. When you take on those clients, you literally block. They take up space in your energy, in your CRM, in your life, and you are blocking yourself from clients who would be in true alignment with you coming in. And one of the best things a mentor of mine told me to do once, which made a huge difference, is to make a client requirement checklist. A client requirement checklist, and say, what are my requirements for the customers I'm going to take on, and only take on clients who are at that caliber. It's so critical. It's so important because you deserve to have clients who are loving to you. You deserve to have clients who respect you, but you've got to respect yourself enough first to do that and to set boundaries with, here's who I want to align myself with, and here's who I'm not willing to align myself with. Not making anybody else wrong, because everyone's on their own place in their journey, but you've got to really honor your energy and just know that there is an abundance of clients out there for you. There's an abundance of customers out there, and you get to choose who's in alignment with you. And then the third part where I want you to check in on, are you being true to yourself in your sales process? Are you in full alignment in your process? Are you loving yourself in your process? Are you allowing in the amount of money that you really desire? And this was the one where I know if the first two you're like, check, check. This one for most people would probably be a no, I'm not. And I want you to listen to my language. Are you allowing in the amount of sales and money that you desire. Because at the end of the day, it really is about allowing. And this is why I do so much work on myself and with my clients on worthiness, on ability to receive. Do we do the tactical sales all day long? Yes. And if you don't feel worthy of the amount of money you want to make, you won't allow it in because it doesn't feel like a match for you. So are you allowing in what you desire, or are you making yourself wrong for it? Are you saying, do you have judgment, even if it's small, on people who have that amount of money? And are you making yourself wrong for that in any way? So I want you to check in. Are you allowing in that amount of money? And if not, it's time to love yourself enough to say, I'm worthy of this. It's time to love yourself enough to start seeing yourself as that person who has that amount of money. And it is a shift. It is a rewiring. It is an identity shift process. It's not usually overnight unless there's a huge emotional impact that happens that just shifts you right out of that old mode. But you can do it with consistent conditioning every day, that you are the type of person who allows in that amount of money. So if you're not hitting your revenue goal and you've been going for it, not a good afternoon, so good to see you. If you've been going for it for any amount of time and you haven't achieved it yet, I want you to look at what part of you is not allowing in that amount of money. What part of you doesn't feel worthy of it? There is a ramp up period. So if you're just starting something and you're like, I'm here and I've got to go here, guess what? There's a ramp up period and that's cool. But if you've been going for it for a period of time and it's feeling like a slog and you're just not getting the results that you want, I want you to really check in on, why am I not allowing this in to my life? And there's always a secondary gain to not allowing it in, right? But that's not very loving either to yourself. So my friends, I know we're super early today. And for those of you who are here live, I'm so glad I got to spend time with you. If you're watching the replay, which most of you probably will, when you watch it later, I want you to send me a DM. Let me know what resonates most with you from this. We talked about the 3 places where you need to check in and see, are you being true to yourself in your sales process? Because when you are true to yourself in the areas of the actual process, when you are true to yourself in the areas of taking on only clients that are in alignment with you and respect your time, your value, the investment to work with you. And then third, when you realize that it's actually out of integrity with your truth, when you don't allow in the amount of money that you desire to live your fullest life, and you make that decision that I'm only available to be in full integrity with who I came to this planet to be. And a big part of that is allowing in the amount of money you desire and deciding that you're worthy of it and that you can have it, and that if anyone else can have it, so can you. Then, my friend, everything shifts. Everything will shift for you. And it's so powerful. So that is it for today. I'm going to go feed my son and then go deliver this really awesome client intensive today. I'm so excited for it. I'll be sharing behind the scenes on my IG stories today. And again, send me a DM. Let me know what resonates most with you. Which of these 3 areas are you going to lean into in your process? And I'm here to support you. So whether you are going for your first $10,000 months, we've got the 10K club, elisearcher.com/10K club. If you're already at $10,000 months and you want to scale to $50,000 months or more this year, we've got the 50K club for you. And that is currently closed, but we are opening back up late this spring/early summer. elisearcher.com/50K club to apply. And we're here to support. So, my friends, I'm wishing you a beautiful Valentine's Day. Love yourself today by deciding that you're going to be true to yourself in your process and allow in what you desire and only take on clients who resonate with who you are. And it'll make big shifts for you. All right. Lots of love. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye-bye.